Hi guys, welcome to our live. Good to see all of you here, slowly logging in. Thank you once again for being here. Today I'm going live with Mr. Rahul Narvekar. He is the founder of Startup Studio India, an alumnus of the Harvard Business School, IIM Calcutta, and of course the founder and CEO of the India Network as well. So today we're talking all about business. He's the former co-founder of fashionandyou.com, which we all know about. Good to see everyone. Thank you for joining in slowly but surely. It's lovely to have people that I see every day on my lives. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my questions in order. Hope you're doing well. Hi Priya. Hi Kathy. So today we're chatting all things business. We're talking about his entrepreneurial journey. We're talking about how he founded fashionandyou.com and of course Startup Studio India as well. So I'll just wait for him to join. Hope you guys are well. If you have any questions for Rahul, don't forget to leave them in. I'll definitely them. Hi Rahul, how are you?
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, good to have you here. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Hi.
So you've of course have such a fabulous CV. I mean, when I read it, I just feel like this bio is so interesting and all things everyone would want to be. You have possibly, all. I would say the perfect entrepreneur. You've really gone to every nook and corner of Fashion and You is so successful and everyone knows about it. And of course, now you've started Startup Studio, which we're waiting to hear more about as well. But thank you today for joining us. I'm going to start by asking you a little bit about how you started your entrepreneurial journey so everyone gets an idea. And tell us more about that.
So I believe I'm incredibly blessed, and I genuinely believe I'm Ganpati's favorite child. So I've had an interesting life so far.
Yes.
Uh, but honestly, if I look at it, boss, every time something technically bad has happened to me, something really awesome has come out of it.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky to have got into India's first formal entrepreneurship program in 1994.
Okay.
It was a full-time 3-year program started by four awesome people. Professor Joe Phillips, director of IIM Bangalore, Professor Khandwala, director of IIM Ahmedabad, and YK Bhushan of Narsi Monji and PK Ghosh of Jamnalal Bajaj. And this was a 3-year full-time course with the collaboration with the University of Calgary in Canada. I got in, I was a topper of the batch, and I got expelled for asking too many questions and being a troublemaker. And in
Oh,
fact, one of my
really?
professors, yeah, actually gave it to me in writing that the last person to be an entrepreneur is you. So I think that sort of spurred me on to, thoda gussa aa gaya, khudnas aa gayi,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So the joke is that's, I think, sort of that kick on my backside sort of propelled me into entrepreneurship. So I set up my first venture 6 months after getting expelled from the entrepreneurship program. It was in
Okay.
1994.
Yeah.
Then I set up not just me, six of us got together and set up Asia's first interactive music channel in 1998 called Channel Oxygen. Then 2009, I set up Fashion and You. 2013, I did Indian Roots, and now I'm doing India Network. I'm doing Startup Studio, and so on and so forth.
I think I love the line you started with that, when someone told you that you couldn't do it is when you started your journey. And I think that is really interesting for any entrepreneur because that's what really pushes them to be their best at whatever
Yes,
they take
absolutely.
up. I want to ask you, when I read your the profile on day one, I was just thinking, what is a day in your life like? I really want to know what a day, what a day in your life is like. Please
So
share with us.
now, though, it is very predictable. I do Zoom all day. But before this
Yeah.
pandemic, my wife used to joke that I travel 35 days in a month.
Yeah.
So since I exited my last venture, which was Indian Roots, I'm blessed to have had a new day every day. So
Okay.
there was no plan. I would wake up, say, in Bombay, next day is in Ahmednagar, then Puducherry, then Manipur, then Kolkata, New York, Boston, Singapore. Just every day was a new day. And the best part was
Wow.
I was meeting incredible people every single day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the best part. There was no predictability in a day.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was on a journey. What actually started it off is that I woke up one day in 2016 to realize that I don't know my own country. So unfortunately, Bombay boy, trapped in Delhi thanks to my marriage for last 20 years. We are more comfortable in LA or New York than we are in a small town in India,
Yeah,
or
so
what we
true.
call Bharat. So I wanted to rectify that. So, and because Ganpati had been kind enough to give me the opportunity to be able to afford it, I
Yeah.
started traveling and speaking in college fairs, in functions or whatever, and meeting entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And then I realized it was very fascinating and it was very energizing to meet people. So last from 2016, I think now 4 years, I've just been mostly traveling and connecting with people and learning.
Amazing. I think that's the life of an entrepreneur. I think you meet people, new people every day, and you want to, I think even I love just hearing people's stories. I think
Yes,
that's really excites me. So I can
that's
see
right.
where you're coming from as well. I want to ask you the question a lot of people ask me. I think it's the most asked question is your MBA or not? That's always the ongoing debate. Now, you being an alumnus of three very prestigious schools, what's your thought? Does a lot of the learning happen in the classrooms or in real life?
Boss, it's an entirely subjective thing. Okay. So whether you study in a Janta Vidyalaya or you study at Harvard Business School, it is up to you what you take away.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go into class, especially like if I'm doing this program at OPM at HBS,
Yes.
some classes, the professor is delivering what they're supposed to deliver, but you might be distracted with something happening in your head and you're not connected there. Okay.
Yes.
But at certain points, and when I went for my last semester in November, I filled 20-page notepads with stuff. But interestingly, 90% of it was nothing related to what I was doing in class. I was here, and it's a case study method, right? So the professor
Yeah.
is probably doing a case study of, say, Danaher or Oberoi Hotels or any of the companies. And
Yeah.
you connect some dot from your life to that and say, hey, I can apply this learning in, say, Indian artisans, or I can apply
Yeah.
this in wine studio. And then you start. So every one of us is looking at taking something personal. So
Yes.
wherever you study, the best part about going to an elite school like Harvard is the people next to you
Yes.
is highly inspirational. You get so inspired by what people tell you and all of that, that you sort of put your best foot forward.
Yeah. And meeting fellow colleagues. I think meeting people in that classroom who have
So the
different
learning,
ideas.
peer-to-peer learning, peer-to-peer learning is fabulous.
Yeah. Is fabulous. Yeah. I think that's another great way to learn.
Absolutely,
So it's not
absolutely.
just from your professor. Okay. I want to also
Yes.
ask you, being a founder of multiple successful startups, would it be safe to say you were passionate about entrepreneurship versus the actual business? Because I think it's always been you spearheading the game and your ideas. So what's your take on that?
So I think I'm a bit of a maverick in that sense that I get bored with mundane things very quickly. So the whole kick is in, when somebody says it can't be done. And I've been very blessed to have had a very unpredictable thing. So like Indian Roots, when we started with NDTV, the whole business plan was uh, funding of 18 crores cash, right?
Yes.
And that
Yes.
got suddenly, we could not raise that money. And all I could raise was 84 lakhs. Okay.
Okay.
Now suddenly you are fighting a thing where your business plan says 18 crores and you have to, all you have is just 84 lakhs in your account.
8 lakhs.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun to
Yeah.
do. But then once you sort of hit a threshold, you get funded, then it's, mostly Excel sheets and just pitching and all of that. That,
Yeah.
is sort of doesn't work for you. Okay.
Yes.
So, that's the thing. So I think I get
Yes.
bored very quickly, and that is when I sort of move on in life.
Okay. But successfully move on, I have to say that for
Absolutely.
sure. So now you've started Startup Studio, and I'd like to
Yes.
know what sets that apart from other national venture capital companies that are in and around. If you can just give us a brief, what is it about?
So again, there is nothing fundamentally different. Okay, it's just like any other angel fund. We are an
Yes.
incubator. We will launch an accelerator also soon. What is different is the execution. Okay, and I hope that it will be different. Okay, but it's the
Yes.
kind of people. So most of it is people like us who have done things. So it's me, there's my partner Narendra Firodia or Jeetal Shah. We have all built businesses across different domains. Okay. So Narendra comes
Yeah.
from running a hotel chain to a mobile phone store chain to Let's Up to, traditional stuff to, vast exposure. So maybe
Yeah.
our mentorship would be, whatever mistakes we have made probably will not, the others might not make.
Yeah.
Secondly, all three of us have been serial entrepreneurs. So we are Fardo entrepreneur. We are not like a, we are not, it's, I put different hats on. So it's not just an
Yeah.
investor hat on where I'm only looking at my own exit. We are venture capital, not vulture capital. Okay. And a
Yeah.
lot of entrepreneurship, honestly, is the energy of the founding team. And since
Yes.
we have been there, done that, we sort of empathize. So when things don't go as per plan, we understand. So we are more
Yeah.
heart
I
than
actually,
head.
sorry.
We are more heart
Sorry,
than
what were
head,
you saying?
is what.
Yes.
We are more
Yes.
heart than head.
Yeah, and I've also heard this, and I had attended a conference at Facebook recently, and I met somebody who was an investor, and he said, "Founding team is very important for us. That is the basis of our decision. So definitely the idea, definitely the pitch, but I think the majority would be the people running the organization, and very often you don't realize that entrepreneurs don't realize that they think they have everything on paper, but you're fighting with your partner." Or your husband wife who are founders, and at some level
Yes.
you're contradicting each other in the meeting, and that's just the downfall. Do you agree with this?
Absolutely. See, the paper doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I keep telling all the people who pitch to me that the Excel sheet just is just a means to an end. When we
Yeah.
look at your pitch or we look at your plan, it is to understand your thought process. Okay, we are
Yes.
not looking at the paper, we are looking at you. And my definition of entrepreneurship is Excel sheet में बहुत पैसे बन जाते हैं. You tweak the formula and you can be profitable whenever. वो
Yeah.
Excel sheet में जो पैसे हैं उसको बैंक अकाउंट में लाने में जो फटती है, that is entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And that is what we
Yes.
look at. Do you have it in you? Because as Muhammad Ali said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. And COVID has been the biggest punch for a lot of people. At that point, will you adapt? Will you pivot? Will you stay on or will you abandon? That's the key.
Absolutely. And right now we're all going through this to get together. We are a community of small businesses, and people who are just starting out. So what's your advice to them? Because this current global pandemic has kind of either gotten people out of business, or a lot of people, like I say, from home, who've gotten a chance to start a lot of things which they didn't know they could before. Like, I know a lot of friends of mine who are in jobs where they don't come home, they're out for 14 hours, but they've started their moms to be home chefs, and they're rocking it from home. So I think it's a time which is very different for everyone. What's your take on how people can make a difference at this point to kind of stay afloat? Because some people can't even do that.
See, there are certain businesses which inherently, with the way they are, will suffer in this
Yeah.
situation. It's a situation.
Yes.
You cannot change
Yeah.
what is external. You can only change your reaction to it. So certain
Yes.
businesses will have to go into what I call survival mode. So if you're a cafe or you are a hotel, where you want people to come in groups, that's not going to happen for some time.
Yeah.
And we don't even know when it's going to restart. So this is the time for you to sort of rework and look at what you have and go into what I call survival mode. But even here, there are brilliant examples. So I'll tell you, there are a couple of pizza chains in the US. Okay. And these are pizza chains. So in the US, it's mostly you take pizza by the slice, unlike India, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And these chains, which were doing massive business every single day, suddenly realized that, we are not getting any customers and we are not going to sell any pizzas. But suddenly a few of them realized that the ovens that they had was brilliant for making a certain kind of a medical equipment.
Okay.
So they pivoted from making pizzas in that oven to making medical equipment, which is in demand.
Okay.
And now I saw this quote of this pizza owner, which was so brilliant. He said, after this whole thing is over, I have three options. One, I stop making pizzas. I continue to make medical equipment and I make a lot of money. I stop that and I go back to doing pizza. Or I have two businesses where I'm making pizzas plus I'm making medical equipment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of founders have sort of frozen because of fear. Okay. And they think, and unfortunately, most people have a victim mindset. Oh, this has happened, that has happened. I would say relook at it. Sometimes the only thing you can do is just stay put and wait for this to get over. So you go into survival mode, cut your costs and all of that. But the dumbest thing most companies are doing is letting go of people. This is not the time to let go of people. This is the time to hang on to your team because that is your asset.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I am seeing stupid things with very large companies donating crores of rupees to the PM relief fund and then letting go of people. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't even say how horrible that is because
That is
we can
awful.
make
I
all sorts
agree.
of speeches saying I people, we are family, and then you just let them go overnight. That's not
Yeah.
done. Also, the toughest thing is to get the right employee. Now you have gone through all that process, onboarded people, they are part of a system, and just because of an external thing, you're letting go of them. Yeah, some people have no option but to let go of people. I
Yes.
understand that, I sympathize, but that should be the last thing, not the first thing. You can
Yeah.
look at cutting back on several things, maybe let go of offices. Oyo's done that. They've let go of a formal office and saying everybody's going to work from home, all of that.
Yes.
But people, especially, and then what most companies and startups don't realize is if you have 100 people, if you let go of 20 people, the effect it has on the rest 80. Because they suddenly realize that all those song and dance that you did, that we are family, we are about, is all bullshit.
Is all
So
bullshit. Absolutely.
the moment the situation improves, they're going to bolt.
Yeah.
So that is the first thing you should not do. Certain businesses will thrive in this thing. Like you look at
Yeah.
delivery, content, they're thriving. Okay.
Yes.
So it's either or. But you
Yeah.
need to be very sure which side you are. And even the companies which are in survival mode, if you get a great insight, you can sort of shift completely from what you're doing and do something new.
And something different, absolutely. Like this pizza story is a great one out there. So every day you open the internet, or you open the paper, there's a new startup launch. I think there are ideas coming out of India like no tomorrow, and people are really trying their hand at different stuff. Our
Hmm.
market also gives us that opportunity, or I'd say before the pandemic. I want to ask you, without a large backing of capital, how does one really stand out amongst other businesses?
See, again, it is this fallacy that we have in our head that you need funding or large capital to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't. You need to do a smart way of thinking. Okay. I'll give you an example from my old economy. When I was growing up, I was in college, there was a brand called Cello, which was
Yes.
this
Yes.
thermos. Okay. And they were trying to compete with Eagle and all these big players. Some smart, I don't know, the agency, somebody came up with this campaign. So they just spent money on one ad, which says for the
Yes.
next 3 days, when you pick up your phone, instead of saying hello, if you say cello, we will gift you a hamper. And the whole city
Okay.
of Bombay, at that time it was called Bombay, went nuts because that went viral. Everybody said, what do we have to do? I should just pick up the phone and say cello instead of hello. I said, why are you saying
Yeah.
cello? Oh, you don't know. Now, how much did it cost them? Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
You look at Volvo, they ran a commercial so everybody spends a lot of money during the Super Bowl, and they spend, average spend is $3 million to do one commercial just once. And
Yeah.
what Volvo did is they ran a digital campaign which says during this commercial, if it's an ad for Mercedes, if you tweet on the Volvo handle on Twitter saying, for this reason you should gift to my loved one, we will send you a free car. And that day, Volvo owned social media. And these brands
Yeah.
who spent millions, and these are Mercedes, Audi, Volvo beat them by just saying, okay, I'm going to gift one car. So what I'm saying is, it is, we unfortunately like to take a shortcut, or when we are not able to come up with a
Yes.
creative idea, we say, yaar, paise kharcho. Paise kharchna is easy. Anybody can do that. Think, and especially most great ideas come when you're under pressure.
What fabulous brand strategies you mentioned, because I think that is such a cool thing. You tweet and you can win
Yes,
a car, and that's probably zero cost of what an actual
absolutely.
ad would be.
See, today,
Yeah.
honestly, boss, social media is free. Content,
Social
anybody
media.
with a phone can create content, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
you need to apply your mind. Unfortunately, we have become very lazy. Okay? And most people, especially in the startup ecosystem, think that the funding is the be all and end all. Okay?
And
If I get funded,
really,
ho gaya bas. That's not the case.
that's
In fact,
not
I
the case.
keep telling people,
Absolutely.
do not open a bottle of champagne when you get funded. Order an espresso. Because getting funded is like getting a mother-in-law in your life. If you are lucky, she'll be a good mother-in-law. If she's
Yeah.
like me,
Yeah.
she'll keep nitpicking in everything that you do.
Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I have heard this. I think it's not something you celebrate, or it's not immediate celebration when you get funding, because the journey starts then, and it's someone else's money. So you really have to prove yourself starting then. So
Absolutely.
completely agree with you on that. I want to also ask you, other than, of course, like we mentioned, other than having capital and funding, what are the three most important things one must definitely have and keep in mind while starting a new venture?
So first and foremost, earlier it was about team, but I would say the first thing you have to look at when you're starting a new venture is timing.
Okay.
Okay. Timing is the most important thing in life, especially in a startup. If you are
Yes.
looking at, say, getting into telecom now where Jio is the 800-pound gorilla, it won't work. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're at the
Yeah.
right place at the right time, and to a large extent, this is like surfing. First, you need to have the basics, which is standing on that board and not falling off. But then you need to identify the right wave and just go and stand in front of the wave will carry you. So that's timing. Two, you should ask, why are you getting into this venture? Unless you are genuinely passionate about that space, it won't work for you, because most people see this and they think it's only glamour. It's only doing this kind of calls and getting on your story and ET. It's a lot of work every single day. Okay. I keep meeting kids who say, Acha, sir, which sector are you funding? I will do a startup in that space. That doesn't work like that. You need to identify what doesn't feel like work for you. Like in my wife's case, she's all things audio. She's an RJ. And so for her, if you ask her to speak to a microphone for hours every single day for the rest of her life and not pay her, she's happy to do it. You need to find that one thing and then find an economic model for it. And the best part about today's world, thanks to technology, is a Dhinchak Puja can sing off key and still make a lot of money.
Yes.
It's just connecting that dot. So first, figure out the timing of what you have, figure out the economic model for it, and then look for like-minded people.
Yes.
I have made that mistake where you said, I'll take a co-founder because of skill set. But unless your values are the same and your chemistry is not right, it will fall apart after some time.
Yeah.
So these are the key things: timing, team, and why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to ask you, which are some of the brands funded by Startup Studio India that you have believed in since the very beginning?
So we have just started Startup Studio. In fact, coincidentally, we started it just before the pandemic. So our first batch was, but we have just funded a company called Wine Studio. What's Your Narrative? Sonia and Vijay. And Sonia has worked with me in various ventures earlier. So I've known her as a person. And again, we looked at the timing and said audio, thanks to things like airports, all things audio is booming. People are listening to podcasts, people are listening to self-help things. And a video, the challenge is you have to be engaged. But I can be exercising, I can be driving, I can be attending a Zoom call on mute and still listen to something different, right? So this space is growing and it is set to explode now with Spotify and all these guys coming in.
Yes.
So that's one we have funded. We are just about to, we are right now evaluating. Unfortunately, we are swamped with so many pitches. So in the next few days, you will see much more announcements happening.
Okay, amazing. Good to hear. I also want to ask you, because you've shared so many, stories, and I think even the few brands that you mentioned have been so impactful with what they've done. Could you share any learnings that you've had from your previous jobs to the different startups that you founded? Anything that really stuck with you, which you think entrepreneurs really need to know, which they don't follow?
Okay. So first and foremost, it's an incredibly lonely journey. Be prepared for that, especially if you're the founder CEO.
Yes.
Okay. Because the challenge of when I told you the story of when I was doing Indian Roots, I was supposed to have 18 crores in the bank. All I could raise was 84 lakhs. And this is when the startup was already on.
Yeah.
I could not share it with anybody in my team except my co-founder Anish, because they would have just gone away. I could not share it with the whole world. Okay. And I have to deal with that whole anxiety of, okay, how do I meet the next payroll? Okay. So, but I was incredibly blessed to have a lot of mentors and friends who were genuinely there for me. Okay. So build that network when you don't need it. Unfortunately, what has happened is in today's world, especially in the startup ecosystem, it's become very transactional. Okay. So typically for me, when I do a call like this, or if I speak at an event, the moment this is over, I'll get a lot of friend requests, follows and all of that. People will reach out. And most of the things, oh, sir, we want you to mentor us. Unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, mentoring means please cut me a check. Okay. Or do this for me. And unfortunately, with a lot of these youngsters and a lot of senior people also, till the time they have a hope that they'll get something out of somebody, they are connected. And the day that they think, oh, paise nahi milne wale, ya Rahul is not going to give me Vishal Gundal's number or not going to do this for me, they'll just vanish.
Yeah.
That's a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
Because understand, we have also come from somewhere. We also get it that, oh, all you want is this thing from us.
Yes.
The very few people who have connected with me, managed to get my attention and stayed on without any ask, are the ones we end up doing things for.
Yes.
Because they made an impression. Secondly, positioning is something, once you set your positioning in somebody's mind, it's very difficult to change it. So if I connect with you and in your head, अच्छा राहुल को जब काम पड़ता है तभी आता है, otherwise तो afterwards I can do whatever. You will always have, moment you see me, you'll have that impression of me.
Yes.
That's the worst impression, because it has happened to me several times that I've connected with a startup, say in Indore or any small town. and they have chased me. Oh, you are my family, you are elder brother for a few months. Then they realize, acha, nothing is happening. They've gone away. And a few months later, I'm sitting with another friend who's an investor and he says, Rahul, I'm looking at investing in this space. Can you recommend somebody? And I have said, oh, yes, I had met this startup, but for the life of me, I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
And that potential startup has lost an opportunity.
Yes.
Or somebody's called me for a ref check and said, Rook, I'm looking at investing in this person. What do you say? And honestly, between us as a community, I'll be very blunt. I'll say, yeah, I don't know. It seems like,
Yeah.
only an opportunity. And that person has lost funding. It doesn't cost you anything to maintain a relationship, especially. Second, first learn to give.
Yes.
I can't stress today, touch wood for me, from a very long time, if I can help somebody get a job, if I can help somebody in a small way, I have been giving and giving, and you'd be surprised at the kind of people who will help you. When I was doing Fashion and You, for the very longest time, there was a major luxury brand, and I was trying to meet the CEO.
Okay.
And I kept going and sitting in his office for hours and hours and hours, and he would refuse to see me. But I always had a great, polite conversation with the receptionist. And one fine day, that receptionist called me and said, come outside. I want to tell you something. Yes, he said he's not going to meet you, but unofficially, I may tell you, he's going to take this particular flight on this date. So, and he flies business. So if you will take a business, you'll get him on the lounge. So I spent money, bought a business class ticket. I got the CEO in the lounge, and my work got done. Now,
Wow.
most people, unfortunately, we are only trying to impress the CEOs, and we are either rude or we are rough with what we think. Oh, he's a watchman.
Yes.
These are the people who will help you in life. So
Yes.
it actually pays to be a nice person. But unfortunately, all our management jargon is be aggressive, win at all costs. All our jargon is military. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And unfortunately, in India, most of our management education is from the West. It's a different world. America is a different country.
Yeah.
India, as I said, heart rules overhead. So I can't stress enough that be nice to people. Build your network when you don't need them.
Yes.
Because then they will respond when you need them.
Absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. One thing that really resonated with me, these are the best points I mean, I've done 55 lives. Nobody has struck me the way you just answered that question. Don't network when you don't have to. And one very true thing is I notice people who even call me because they know we own the network that I want to connect with so-and-so, but then 2 weeks later, they've forgotten about you. And truly, when they come back to me, maybe 2 months later, I don't want to work with them because I'm like, Kam se kam, when he needed it, he came.
Exactly.
After that, he didn't need me. So very true right there. Absolutely resonates with me. So thank you for that. I think a lot of people are putting thumbs up and saying absolutely, completely resonates. So
also, one last thing I'll tell you here is,
yes.
It pays to be humble in life. And if you are Besharam, my mantra, people ask me what is the mantra, but that's 2 words. Be Besharam. Okay. A lot of us fail because we give a lot of F about what others think about us.
Yeah.
So we hesitate to try. Yes. I've met so many brilliant people who said, oh, I could have built the OYO, I had that idea, and that but ke upar life ruk jati hai.
Yeah.
Several times in life when I'm stuck and I can't find a way, I have gone and stood with my hands folded in front of and said, sir, I need your help. I can't do anything, but please do it for me. And someday in life, I will pay it off. And I must tell you this one kissa. When we were forming Fashion and You, we were supposed to go to a place called Mallorca in Spain to meet our initial investors. Okay. And from there, I was supposed to go to Tokyo to speak at an event with my partner, Sanjeev Sinha. So I gave my passport to my agent and said, apply for a Spanish visa and a Japanese visa. I had a previous Schengen visa. There was some goof up. He forgot to apply for my Spanish visa. So evening this time, I got my passport, and next day evening is my flight to Mallorca. And if I don't take the flight, I don't become co-founder of Fashion and You. Okay. And everybody in my world said there is no way you can get a Spanish visa in next day morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I called everybody, and my best friend said, "Chhod de, bhul ja." I said, "No, I will go." I went home. I told my wife. I said, kal subah. Next day morning, I took all my documents. I got my car and I sat outside the Spanish embassy. Started calling everybody in my phone book. My number 1 list, nothing. Number 2, number 3. Finally, I called up a friend of mine who had no connection with Spain. His name is Atul Sharma. He was part of a magazine called Reality Plus. So I said, Atul, this is my situation. Anybody you know? Atul said, I don't know somebody, but there's a Chamber of Commerce of Spain. I know the guy. I don't know if he'll help. I said, number de de. I called the Spanish gentleman. I explained. He said, I don't know you. Why would I do this? And he cut the call. After half an hour, I called him back. I said, sir, This is my name. You can Google me. I am not somebody imposter. I'm a genuine person.
Yeah.
All I'm asking is, can you get me an appointment with the Counsel General right now for 5 minutes? On merit, if she gives, great. Otherwise, forget it. And I said, I know humbly I can only say with folded hands, please do this as a favor to me. I don't know, someday in life I might be able to pay it off.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He said, okay. 5 minutes back, he called me. He said, please go. I went in. I walked up. An Indian lady came. No, we don't. I said, ma'am, can you just hear me? And then I explained to her that this is a genuine mistake, ma'am. It's a mistake. Please see, I'm going to speak at an event in Tokyo where the Prime Minister of Japan is introducing me. So I'm not some illegal immigrant. And I'm there in Mallorca exactly 1.5 days. And it's a big thing for me. As a favor, can you just present my case to the Counsel General? If she says those, I will leave.
Yeah.
She came back in 10 minutes. She said, please get a draft made and your visa is done. I didn't even need to meet her. Till date, nobody believes that I could just walk into the Spanish embassy without an appointment and get a visa. And I went to. What I'm saying is a lot of times we hesitate to ask because we fear rejection.
Yes.
और वो हमारे लिए होता है. And we fear the opinion of people who bloody don't matter, yaar.
Yeah.
If you
really.
look at the 100 people in your life, 99 of them will not matter. Okay. But we fear their rejection so much, we fear their opinion so much. Log kya kahenge has screwed more careers in India than anything else.
Yes. Yes.
The day you stop fearing that and you say, boss, I will try and I try and I try. And if I fail, again, failure is an event, it's not a person. Rahul will never fail. Rahul will fail at something. And experience comes from bad experiences. So go and embrace bad experience. Because अगर सब अच्छा होगा तो आपको क्या experience मिला? So that's what I'm a.
You could never have said it better. I think you've got a lot of claps and lots of thumbs ups. You've got people saying, agree, that's the best conversation on this platform, followed quite a few. So many gems to take away from this conversation. Being humble is key, so true. And taking back this never give up attitude. Wow.
You should start a new clothing brand. Being human ke jagah, being humble.
Good one, good one. I think a lot of people need it actually. They have to wear it and walk around. So we've got somebody who's also saying, Asha Jain says, you are amazing, so much practical, so many practical things, can learn so many things from you. I completely agree. I'm learning too.
Thank you.
I want to ask you another thing is a lot of people at this point, like I told you, everyone's ideas up in the head, like unfortunately people have lost jobs. Is this a good market for people to start something new or exploring start something new? Or should they wait till the market gets better?
This is the best time to start something. It's like muscle building. The more weight you pull, the better the muscles, right? A crisis, there is no, isse zyada kharab to kuch hoga nahi.
Yeah.
If you're able to just survive in this situation, when the market improves, imagine the speed at which you'll grow. A great market is the worst time to start. Because market acha hai to everything is good and you think, oh, you are doing something good. But when the market is at its worst, you're in the worst global recession. If you're able to just do X, when the market opens, it will be into whatever the market is going at, right? If you look at all the great companies, from Airbnb to Uber, it's about, they've just come out when the recession had, we started fashion in 2009 and 2007-8 ka recession ke baad tha. In fact, when I started fashion in you, the rumor in the market was, I was in DLF before. DLF ने इसको नौकरी से निकाल दिया, कोई काम धंधा नहीं है तो घर पे बैठ के इंटरनेट पे कपड़े बेच रहा है. But as I look back, that was a brilliant time to start because nobody else was starting.
Yes. Okay, so if anyone is thinking of it, this is a good time to start. We have a question from Artsy Glitz who says, what's the key for motivation when failure gets tough to handle? It's a great question.
See, as I said again, failure is an event. Okay. When you get down, you get down. But if you have two things, one is, my role in life is, everybody who's toxic, everybody who puts you down, everybody who says, tumse nahi ho payega, unfriend, block. And you have to be ruthless enough to do that. Okay. B, the entire media that you consume on your phone, and mostly nowadays it's on the phone, you have filters, right? Filter out all irrelevant stuff. You are the sum total of 5-7 people you spend maximum time with, whether physically or on social media or wherever. Make sure you choose them wisely. The advantage of this phone today is that you can reach out to Elon Musk and follow him. Okay. Secondly, have a routine. You are what your habits are. You are what you do on a daily basis. Okay. So first hour when you wake up, do not look at your phone. I know the first thing we do is we reach for the phone. Because when you're still waking up, you are now suddenly reacting to how things are happening because somebody's liked you, somebody's not liked you. You know, you start reacting, you don't have time to form a plan. First 1 hour, Do not look at your phone. Let it be on flight mode or whatever. Prepare for the day. Okay. Secondly, when you are about to sleep, 1 hour before you go to bed, go off digital media. Go off all screens. Habit of journaling. Sit down with your notebook. It can be a battered notebook and write down what happened in the day. Okay. Because when you write down, you remember. So like
Yes.
you have done this, you might have got some ideas which are all enable. Write them down immediately and then reflect on them before you go to sleep. The
Okay.
mind is the most powerful weapon that we have. And sleep is a superpower. This mark you see is I have sleep apnea. Because like an idiot, when I was doing Fashion India, I used to sleep for 1.5 hours a day.
Oh my
Thinking,
God.
mehnat, and now I can't take it back. 6 to 8 hours of good sleep is a superpower. And if you have a problem which you are grappling with or a dilemma, before you go to sleep, write it down. And when you wake up, I guarantee you, you will get some sort of a solution for that problem.
Okay.
Okay. So ingrain such habits. The less you use a screen, the reading is a superpower, writing is a bigger superpower, and having a network of good people around you. Even I get down. You feel bad when somebody. But first and foremost, now I've removed most toxic people from my life.
Yeah.
I've removed most transactional people from my life. Okay. And now I spend 4 to 6 hours a day reading, and my phone is silent at that time. You don't have to react to everything that happens. I used to be that kind of a person. I used to one who's always on my phone. If you talk to my classmates at Harvard, Anand, or anybody, they'll say Rahul and phone. Okay. I went to Everest Base Camp and I was carrying 2 phones there. But now I've changed. I put my phone, I respond to who I need to respond. Okay. And I'll give you one example, biggest example. Harvard Medical in the 1950s did a small experiment. They took 2 rats, put them into water. And
Okay.
of course, the rats are about to drown. So they started swimming furiously.
Yeah.
And in about 15 minutes' time, they're about to drown out of sheer exhaustion.
Yeah.
Just when they're about to drown, these guys pulled them up, dried them, and put them back in the water. Take a guess how much time did they last the second time?
Much
Just one
longer.
guess.
Much longer.
How much? How much?
10
Take one
minutes.
guess. How much?
10 minutes.
60 hours, 60. These same guys were able to swim for 60 hours. You can
Wow.
Google it. It's a famous experiment.
Yeah.
Why? It's the same body, right? When they were fresh, they were able to drown in 15 minutes because their subconscious mindset, there is hope. Somebody is going to save us. So I should not give up. Okay. I'll give you
Yes.
another example. Till 1954, the considered wisdom in the athletic world was no human being can run 4 miles under 1 minute.
Mm.
In fact, there were scientific journals published that if a human is ever able to do that, the body will explode.
Mm.
And a guy called Roger Bannister broke that record in 54. The fun fact is, the moment Roger Bannister broke the record, it got published. Hundreds of people all over the world were able to run 4 miles under 1 minute.
Yeah.
So what happened? Because till then, their mind told them it cannot be done, so it could not be done. But
Yeah.
when Roger Bannister को किसी ने बताया नहीं, so a lot of times when you don't know that you can't do this, you end up doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
So I'm again repeating, you don't need funding, you need a good mindset. And a good mindset can be cultivated with the right habit and the right environment.
Yeah.
And today, honestly, the great part about our technology is you can be connected to the best minds and you can be connected to the worst minds.
Yeah.
So you can spend your time doing Netflixing on simple things, and there is so light. When light is scattered, it's sunlight. When light is focused, it's a laser, and you know what a laser can do.
Yeah.
Okay. You can Google amazing things human beings have done. उनका कोई extra भेजा 1.5 किलो का extra भेजा नहीं है. It's the same mind. But
Yeah.
you need simple things like focus. You need the right mind, people around you. You need to reflect. You need to take time out. And we don't do this. Unfortunately, today's world has become a very reactive world. From the
Yeah.
moment you wake up, you're only reacting to things. Most of us have only into our screens. We are worried, oh, I did this post, किसी ने like नहीं किया. Then we realize, अरे यार ये क्या, like कर दिया. Okay. And we get upset and we just keep reacting and reacting and reacting.
Yeah.
But what we don't realize is we have choice.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can switch them off. We can choose to ignore them. Use it. It's as that simple.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. This is fabulous advice. We have people saying, amazing, sir. This session needs to be promoted on Instagram. So much learning for all. Thank you so much. Great learning. I agree. And somebody says journaling, morning routine, and sleep. Thanks for reiterating these. That's a lot of good advice out there. I
Yes.
want to ask you one last question also.
Yes.
how important do you think the role of a mentor is for budding entrepreneurs? Could you share some thoughts on this? Because I feel like, at least I've met people, I'm being very candid here, who very often ask me, how do we get someone within our budget? So very often getting a mentor is very expensive for many startups. So especially when you're very small, your team is just 2 or 3 people, you don't know whether you want to spend on getting a paid mentor. I can understand if you know someone through connections, that's a great deal. But what do you think about this?
So first and foremost, understand for a lot of us. So when I started the India network, I was dumb. I thought, I'll get all my friends as mentors and do a Tinder kind of a matchmaking, mentor-mentee
Yeah.
meets tech. Till I realized that unfortunately there is no education on what is mentorship. So a lot of people don't know what is mentorship. So in
Yeah.
mentorship, people reach out saying, I have this business problem, how do I solve it? And I say, I don't know. They say, yaar, itni badi baatein karte, you're not able to solve this problem for me. Mentor is not supposed to solve problems for you. Okay.
Yeah.
A mentor is not somebody who will do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
Okay. If I give you a genuine mentorship, I will make you uncomfortable. I will make you question yourself,
Yes.
all of
Yeah.
that. So first, most people are not ready for that. Unfortunately, the way our education system is, the way our culture is, if I give you anything which you think it doesn't sit in what you want me, most people want a validation. They don't want mentorship. So if they say, sir,
Yes.
I have this idea, and I say, no, don't work for, they say, ये तो negative आदमी, ये तो criticize कर रहा है, So first,
Yeah.
reflect on what you want. And honestly, it's a little bit of patience. My problem is, if I've done this session, I'll get a request, and then people will start badgering me. Okay, answer me. Why are you not answering? And then they get, understand. First thing is, if you want to reach out to anybody, this phone is most. But I hate people who send a hi, hello, how are you messages.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the reason. And I'm not that big, but most people, we are data swamped. So before COVID, I used to wake up to an average of 470 messages a day. Now I wake up in excess of 800 messages a day.
Oh God.
Now
Yeah.
imagine a situation, and especially like in LinkedIn, you have to accept and all. Now I don't know the person. He says, hello, sir. I have to accept, I have to say hello. Then he'll say, how are
Yeah.
you? I love people who send me a simple pointed saying, Rahul Narvekar, this is who I am. This is what I need. Okay. And if I can do it, great. It's actionable, right? Oh, I need to connect.
Yeah.
I can connect. Okay. But even there, I have bandwidth constraints. There are times when I'm not able to respond to people for 3 weeks because I'm working on something. And then, as I said, people get transactional saying, अच्छा मैंने message भेजा 2 दिन हो गए इसने respond नहीं किया भाड़ में जा.
My
So you
God.
have to have patience. You have to, but there are enough people who I'm connected to from years, and I've never met them. We are only on either email or whatever,
Yeah.
and I love them because they are respectful of my time. They ask things that I can do for them, and they also understand that I have no magic mantra. Most people, unfortunately, think that a mentor, because I've done that, can just wave a wand and say their problems will go away. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So if you're genuine and if you have enough, also the most important thing is please build your CV. Okay. Today, if and this is my favorite example. I have a bacha. He's a great guy. He's into digital, but his and handle is Psycho Pratik. Now imagine
Okay.
I get a message from a Psycho Pratik wanting to connect. My first thought is, boss, I don't want to touch this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
deliciouslips@gmail.com. Why would I open an email from Delicious Lips, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
As a kid, in college, to impress others, that sounds very cool. But when you're in a
Yeah.
profession, please think through and have that. That's your one thing. Second, your timeline. Anybody can go and check your timeline. So if I'm getting a request, I will go and see your profile. And if I see some funny stuff there, I will not like to connect to you. Your timeline is your CV. Your CV is not your CV. You apply anywhere for a job, funding, whatever. People will go and check what you have done. Okay. So first put in an effort of building a brand. Today, anybody can write for Medium or any of these places and become an author. Use LinkedIn very wisely. Don't just pray and pray. So most people who want mentorship, I can't tell you how many messages I get where saying, dear Sharad, because he's written to Sharad and cut and paste is sent to the entire
Copy
universe.
paste.
Copy
God.
paste. Now, if you are not enough, उतनी इज्जत भी नहीं दे रहे हो कि you can even write an email, personalized email. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So पहले अपनी मेहनत करो, पहले अपना प्रोफाइल बनाओ, build a CV, and then keep hitting. ठीक है. A lot of people I meet say, sir, I've been trying for funding, abhi tak mila nahi, I'm giving up. How many times? Sir, 23 times. And I tell them Google pitched to 3,000 people before they were able to raise their first round of funding.
Wow. Yeah.
3,000 people. Okay. So perseverance and you, if you're genuine and if you're sincere, at some point a breakthrough will happen.
Yes.
So it's all the simple things, but these are all non-sexy things.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, what has happened is because of today's media, people think, यार, if I, मतलब अभी किया तो instant coffee, अभी सब कुछ मेरे को instant solution चाहिए. And most people have the Elon Musk का swagger, but they don't have the Elon Musk का work ethic.
Absolutely. You said it right, spot on. I think people just don't realize, and you said the right thing. They think because digital is free and available, you can just send a message however you want. I don't want to have hello, how are you conversations, like especially you, because you are all on Zoom calls all day. Finally, you're getting to your phone. I don't think you want to have conversation like hello, how are you? Get to the point, the person will reply. So
also, I'll tell you honestly, a lot of times people like in my case, I'll tell you this very funny incident. My wife has had a medical challenge, so she's had about 8-9 surgeries. And most of the time I would work out of the Cafe Coffee Day in Apollo. Okay. Now I'm sitting in Cafe Coffee Day. My laptop is on. I'm working, but I'm worried because my wife is supposed to undergo extensive surgery. Somebody reaches out, sir, I need to catch up with you. So I'm here at Apollo. Oh, so my wife is on. Oh, so then you're free. Can we talk? I mean, boss, I am not in that state of mind to talk. Please appreciate. So unfortunately, and then there are days when we also, I might have a bad thing. I might be down and out. I might not be in the mood to talk. But I can't tell you the number of people who send me business plans at 2 a.m. on WhatsApp and say review and revert is that. So the sense of entitlement jo logo ka hai na, I'm sure you have dealt with all of them. Yeah. I meet people in conferences, sir, you don't pehchana nahi, kya hua? Arey, we are friends. We are friends on Facebook. I said I have 5,000 plus friends and I keep deleting and I keep adding. I don't, I'm 47. I don't remember you, and they get upset.
Absolutely. Asha saying absolutely true. I have no words to explain how truthful, bitter truth. You just said it so very well, and I completely agree. People just think that, acha, I've messaged him at 2 a.m. He'll think I'm hardworking. But it's a breach of someone's time and privacy, and maybe he's sleeping, which normal people do at that hour. Yes. So thank you for explaining it so well. I have one last question I'm going to take because it's come. But also Shubs has said, he summarized so well and to the point, perfect way to start my day. Cheers, Rahul Narvekar. Yes. The last question somebody's asked is, how do you build a good team for a startup? Are there any pointers?
Don't do how Seema Aunty is doing on Indian matchmaking. Put in the effort. That's the toughest thing, boss. That's the toughest thing. Because you want skill set, but more than skill set, you need to match because they have your back, right? So I was incredibly blessed to have Anish Nair as my co-founder, and he would handle the office, and that was clear. But I'm saying, biggest thing is you have to start meeting more and more people, okay? And it's like dating, whatever, and sometimes things will go right, sometimes things will go on, you move on in life. Don't look for the hard things first. Look for the soft things. Do you connect with that person? Can you trust that person? Will that person trust you? And then the biggest thing is a startup is not a democracy. There's only one boss. So I had one rule with all my co-founders. That was, if I'm the CEO, like in Fashion New, Paul was the boss, whatever. So in a closed room, I would tell, Jo panga hai, jhagadle, you can hit me, you can abuse me. Outside the room, my word is law. Okay? Because a startup is, as it is, a very hard thing to do. And if you have confused energies between the founders, okay, that's a challenge. Also set the rules first. Sari kadvi baatein pehle kar lo. Because I have seen startups flame out because the co-founder got upset that he did not get mentioned in the Your Story article. Or you went on stage and you did not mention me, the startup has gone for a toss.
Oh, okay? God.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. So first do all this hard talk. And it always helps to have a mentor who will sit in the room and get this done if you have not done it yourself.
Yes.
So again, as I said, jo cheez immediately aati hai, wo immediately jati hai. The fun is into building it. The fun is the journey. If I look back, when I was growing, my only thing was the day I get that life, the day I wear the brand, I'll be happy. That ho gaya, wo chala gaya. The biggest kick I get when I'm low is when I think of an impossible thing that I did, and then I smile and say, yaar, pehle kiya tha na, abhi bhi ho jayega.
Yeah. You've been so inspiring. I can't tell you this. I feel like I've learned so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Wish you all the best with whatever's coming, and I'm sure there's going to be lots more because you don't stop. I think when I read your profile, you definitely don't stop. So all the best, good luck, and thank you for inspiring us as well. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.